Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we are back to Hearthstone. Let's see, we're gonna have quite a ordeal here with 5 games of victories needed. And a watch and learn. Okay, well, let's see. Let's go ahead and do the watch and learn then. And I will try and talk over that. See, can I watch and learn somebody else? No, he's playing Overwatch. Darn it. It has really gotten down to that level. It's just like, it's not even worth the time to sit here and try and find somebody else playing Hearthstone. Let's see, away for 42 minutes, away for 2 hours. Here I'm coming up on my cell phone. To play, get the audio down. So let's see if still have the achievement for getting the 7 packs of let's just play casual there. For get 7 Whispers of the Old Gods packs, simply because of that. Anyway, so E3's over. It's probably my first E3 I've watched, and I feel a little odd about it. I'm already forgetting things, so let me just throw out the 3 things that I left open. Inside from the creators of Limbo. That is one thing I want to get, but not super important, so I can probably I'm not, it's not like top of the line. Resident Evil 7 is an interesting case because they're changing everything again after changing everything in a way they didn't like, nobody really liked that much before. So Resident Evil 7 feels a lot like PT, at least the demo does. So
job's done.
Maybe it will be the survival horror game, which is gonna feel really odd to me compared to Resident Evil 4, which is the one I liked, and then Resident Evil 5 was alright, but I heard 6 was really bad, and I never even played it myself, so who knows what I'll do there. Well, I kind of know what I'll do. I have Resident Evil 4 already. I have 6 already. I probably on the Steam sale will get 5. And then we'll try and play at least 4 by the time Resident Evil 7 should be released. So inside Resident Evil 7 and Dynasty Warriors licensed spin-off for Berserk, which I am much more interested in that because I'm a fan of the original anime series of Berserk than Dynasty Warriors or any of that. But if that does come to a PC, that would be an acceptable thing for me to play with for a little bit. Now, being a Dynasty Warriors game in general, that is going to be a lot of button presses and a lot of repetitive action for probably not a lot of reward. So I'm not exactly sure how I'll cover it, whether it would be just like a regular series or whether I would accelerate it a little bit. I finished Captain Minecraft 4, and so now I can move on to Bone, and I desperately need to do that. So I cheated about halfway through Captain Minecraft 4, which for me means I got a lot further than any of the other Captain Minecrafts. Some of the standard flaws are still kind of there with them, but this, there you go. This one.
One shot.
This one, and then we'll draw another card. Here we go, here we go.
Job's done.
So yeah, I desperately need to do the point and click adventure of Bone. Double Fine had, I think, a new game that there was starting to advertise, and haven't really seen anything about that. It sounds like the Cyan game might be a little bit more like Myst than what I thought it was going to be. At least it has worlds in it. Somebody had some footage of it, and they put the footage up wrong, so all I could see was a blank screen.
Is someone injured?
So, is there any other games I really want to talk about? Not that I can think of right now as far as E3. E3 is effectively over. The press conferences
They'll never know what
have happened. There's 2 more days in which the public are available to walk around and look at things, but the news reporting sites pretty much are done after the press conferences. If there is any new thing to be seen or done, it's missed every year.
Someone call for the doctor.
Let's see, what cards can we play? That, and then that. Face, 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 face. So,
Job's done.
overall, it's hard to focus here, look down and talk and do everything. It's even worse than just playing with a mouse and keyboard. I guess I'm more naturally attuned to that. Fortunately, it looks like we're gonna win here, so we can be done with the spectator mode. Overall, I think E3 has announced games. It looks like there is going to be at least a significantly better than last year holiday season and next year in general, just games. We're going to start to see the ramp up. But then a lot of the games don't interest me, so it puts me in this weird position where I'm thinking to myself, yeah, I'm gonna have to be more professional. I'm gonna have to just play games that I don't want to play. So like Battlefield 1 set in World War I. No way in the real world I would ever play that if I wasn't trying to be a video game critic. It's just not something that would ever interest me. Just hit the face with everything. No, we'll kill this and play Control.
Job's done.
Battlefield 1 I wouldn't play. Titanfall I wouldn't play. I think Gears of War is probably coming out with a game. I don't think it was announced. Red Dead Redemption is potentially still going to get announced, but it was put off because of the Orlando shooting. That's the speculation. I really don't even get the full connection there. I mean, if you are cool about showing Battlefield 1 where people are running around shooting each other, then why wouldn't you be cool with it? Maybe there was different companies, I don't know. One thing I have learned that would probably never be useful to me is that if you are throwing any event, you need to have a like non-specific silver ribbon available for every single person who shows up. just pre-plan for some tragedy to happen. It's a morbid way of thinking, but you kind of need to do it. Here, let's take the victory. Summoning more guys. So there's the watch and learn. That means I can now leave. And we can get back to watching our time. So now we just need the Shaman and Warlock and Druid and Hunter. We can also open this pack. I see no reason to stack 50 decks. That would take forever. If we're gonna get that, we're gonna get with gold. I haven't released the card pack opening right now, but I was gonna do it right after Captain Minecraft has finished airing. In an attempt to try to gain more attention from any potential new viewers I get from Captain Minecraft, which is a decent chance I will get new viewers because the first video did get like I think 200 plus views already, so that's still significantly more than any of my regular series. Minecraft still rules the day. If I was just trying to pander, I would play Minecraft videos all the time. I would just Captain Sparkles it up completely. Druid and Hunter, Shaman and Warlock. Alright. Let's... I guess we're still playing ranked here. So, one thing I've noticed about Captain Minecraft 2, and this really gets back to the whole I need an artist situation, is Captain Minecraft graciously makes pictures for you to put as your thumbnail on your channel. So I put, on the first video I put a thumbnail, on the second video I didn't put a thumbnail. And then about 24 hours later I looked at the difference, and it clearly is a difference of 200 videos. Just straight up 200 extra views for the one that had the thumbnail that clearly says Captain Minecraft. Doesn't have to have my logo on it, doesn't have to have anything. If people are looking for Captain Minecraft, they're not particularly looking for me anyway. That kind of like branding certainly is important to me, but and needs to be there so that people can tell the difference between clicking on that basic Captain Minecraft video and getting me versus clicking on that video and getting someone different. But
someday I'll be
just going with in-game video is the wrong choice. And unfortunately, I just don't have a way of correcting that issue. Deal 2 damage to this guy. That's what I'm gonna do. So yeah. I'm gonna now, for the third episode and the future episodes, put the same picture and see if I get a bump. Still, it also could just be that the 200 drop off is because it's one day later. Getting in very early is also a big issue there. Let's see, +4 health and taunt. Kind of surprised they didn't bother to just hit this with a fire blast. So, yeah. I'm gonna go in the bone completely blind, so I have no idea what it is. There was a new South Park game that was announced, and I don't think I can play a South Park game. I don't think personally I can put up with their dumb and offensive jokes. I don't think it would work too well on YouTube. It might not. Might require heavy censoring. Anyways, yeah. So, plus it's an RPG. That's kind of a problem too. It's just like minion.
Job done.
So yeah, there's a lot of other games. Mirror's Edge is now airing, and I don't believe Mirror's Edge Catalyst is available for purchase quite yet, but it may be. So, if there's any footage of that, hopefully that gets some views. I think there's a good reason, probably a reason that most people won't recognize, but a good reason to go back and watch the original game anyways, now that it's clear that Catalyst is this kind of reboot of the series. There's this game called Prey, which was supposed to be Prey 2, and a sequel to another game called Prey that seems like it's just a complete remake, and I don't even know what you call that. I don't know what the phrase of that would be. It's not a reboot, because a reboot, in my mind, has to follow the story at least somewhat similarly. So I'd have to call it like a name steal or something. Just, it's like if the new Ghostbuster movie was, instead of being a reboot, was just a movie called Ghostbusters that had nothing to do with the previous movie. Yeah, I don't know if I can even explain it any better than that. I guess technically the what we would call the original Ghostbusters movie actually is also a name steal of a previous, like really old Ghostbusters movie that had nothing really to do with the same. So it's been done in Hollywood before, but it hasn't everything. By the way, that Berserk anime and the game is going to be rather mature. The key part of Berserk is that it is mature, it is highly violent and highly gross. So that's not one for the kids. Probably should point that out. Specifically for Berserk. 2 is like, alright, so yeah, there was several games. Nintendo's Legend of Zelda looks alright, but I'm not gonna be able to play it unless something really changes. The Pokemon game looked a little bit better than what I saw last time, but I still feel like the graphics are low quality by today's standards because it's for a handheld. So I think they need to do something with that.
Listen closely.
Let's see.
I must
Deal
safeguard
2
the
damage to this guy. Kill this guy. Give myself 4 attacks this turn. And then this, and this.
For the wild.
Play and attack. So, very quickly from E3, I'm just forgetting everything that happened. There wasn't a ton of stuff in my mind. Things have gotten announced, and we'll start to see more information about them over the course of the next year. So the foundation, E3 is almost the foundation of what the next 12 months is gonna be. I guess a year is the wrong term unless I say rolling year. So the foundation looks good, but you're still kind of just looking at a square of cement. All the games effectively could do 180-degree turns before they're released. All the games have simply just been shown us animations when nothing else was even begun to be finished. Let's see. What? Let's do two. This. Attack. Attack.
Feel
Attack.
nature's wrath.
For the wild.
Attack. Down to 30. No real controversies, as far as we can see. No glaring omissions, other than maybe Beyond Good and Evil 2, which is never coming out, or The Last Guardian, which is never coming out. In fact, even at this rate, we've started to. I think most people have realized that even the ones that have been promised but we know aren't ever coming out, people have given up on. It's like no Half-Life 3 stuff, no Valve stuff at all. Why would Valve announce at that point? And they don't have any games. Anyways, we know it.
Someday I'll be just like you.
The Quake reboot is an interesting thing. I already talked about it, but that's the only thing in the world that would push Valve into even slightly thinking about doing a Half-Life 1 reboot, which I think is the way they should go. Alright. Spells cost one less. Well, I see no reason to do anything then. I'll just end my turn. I don't know what I was really hoping for. I mean, this is the reality versus expectations issue. There's a lot of what would I say? It's a lot of VR stuff, like Serious Sam VR got announced by the Talos Principle creators. I think Team 7 maybe is trying to greenlight a game. I saw a picture from it and I'm not even sure what's going on there. Should have taken a spell. Come to think of it, yeah.
Fine, I'll heal.
For the wild.
But yeah, if he's just playing around trying to greenlight a game, it's not gonna. If Team 7 is, it's not gonna be anytime soon. Yeah, a lot of little VR snippets of like, we have this, we have these rooms that will work in VR because it's easy to port Unreal to VR things, but it's not a full game. That's kind of disappointing. Maybe I could attribute some progress has been lost because of that, but I doubt very much. If I was to say that.
For the wild.
So he has 20 here. I have 21 health. So he could do 21 with that.
Well played.
So I've lost. Ridiculous. That's so ridiculous. Almost certainly at the end of this recording session I'm not gonna have everything done. but there's not anything else to talk about. I now move forward. I now get back to recording. I can say that yesterday was a bad day for me as far as uploadings from Captain Minecraft were really big. I don't know why. Like an hour and 30 minutes with 60 gigabytes. I think it's probably because Minecraft now does 64-bit and 60 frames per second. So you really get quality for its blocky animation, surprisingly enough. So all yesterday,
Let the hunt
all my
begin.
upload was taken up. I think I was maybe getting throttled a little bit by my ISP, which is weird because that's not something that I usually notice. Or maybe I was just throttling myself, which is very possible. And so I had nothing I could do. I was streaming things over my cell phone connection, which one day of doing that and you've almost used an entire month of data for me. It's so ridiculous too. So with the internet down, I couldn't check Twitter and I just wasn't in the mood to actually record. I should have recorded. I failed miserably in my desire to ignore things while they were live, and was trying to watch things while they were live for bad reasons. The recap stuff, I have a little bit of that, but not a lot. So I really just need to get to recording, just keep on going. Why he chose to do that, I'm not sure. But I'm glad he did. So he can attack with this, I suppose, if he wanted. Take a couple of bananas.
Job done.
King Mukla is probably not a great card because on the third turn, it's highly unlikely your opponent's gonna have like 10 cards in their hand to start off with. And then, so they're always gonna get those bananas. You would have to hold King Mukla till like a late turn when their hand was full of cards, if it ever got to that point, and then play it to pull off a trick where you play them, the bananas get destroyed because their hand is too full of stuff. And that just doesn't feel like a strategy worth playing for a 5/5. So it does kind of change, or at least make me think a little bit about what next year's gonna be like, or should be like. It feels like I should just get some of the newer games. It feels like that covering the newer games would get me more views. I don't think I should particularly, if I just want to grow viewership, I don't think I should just stick to the shadows and do retrospectives for another year, but I don't know if I can avoid it either. That's where the Steam Summer Sale is gonna really come in hand. There's a Hand of Fate 2 that I said hand, so I reminded myself of that game, so I can play like Hand of Fate 1, and then I would only be a year behind in that game. Darkest Dungeon is another game that I'd be a year behind if I get it there. By no means in the next rolling 12 months can I just buy every single new game as it comes out. part that's just not a possibility. So even if next year you maybe just save up and not get that much on the Steam sale, or pre-order like games, which is probably a bad idea. The big games, the ones you'd recognize. I don't know if that particularly is. I don't even know if I'm supposed to be playing as Hunter here. I may be, but win and get nothing for it. This previous time, if in the past 12 months I had bought just big ticket items, what would I have done? I would have done,
Job's done.
maybe gotten Hitman, just because. Gotten Tomb Raider 2. I did get Witcher 3. There's probably some shooters, some Call of Duties. There's probably some soccers and sports games. As far as sports games though, I'm just gonna draw a hard line on that. I would have gotten Rocket League certainly, but that's as much sports games as I'm willing to play. Maybe some funny putt-putt golf things. I might try that, but any football, soccer, anything like that, no. Surgeon Simulator, Euro Truck Simulator, things like that. Probably not. Not until I'm just flush with income to the point where it makes sense. Where like I am guaranteed no matter what video I put up, it's going to give me at least enough income to cover the value of the game. And that's in like one video too. That would be a amazing stepping stone. Well, we won, so let's just continue with the winner. Like an amazing stepping stone. If I could guarantee that regardless of what game I play, it gives me at least $60 of income for that one video. That's quite a lot, though. As if that were the case and I was putting out just 30 games,
Let the hunt
which
begin.
yeah, a week. 30 games a week is about what I'm doing. Then 30 times 60, you're talking like $1,800 a week. Unless I did the math wrong. I don't think I did. So that would be such a high amount of income that at that point it potentially would dangerously change my attitude toward these games too. Once you start having such a ridiculous amount of income that money becomes no object, you're certainly getting very far away from what normal people experience and what is to be expected from a game. The new Lego Star Wars game is gonna come out, and maybe I'll get that, but I have a hard time justifying that. It depends on how much of a sale it is. I'm hoping if my calculations are what I think they're gonna be, I bet the oldest Lego game that I haven't purchased yet, because it was probably a little bit more than $5 like the others, will probably go down to $5, and then everything else will probably go down a little bit, but still be a little too expensive. Lego games, I like them to be cheap, particularly since I bought them once already, but also with the Lego Lord of the Rings and Hobbit, they can sometimes be a little long, boring, and bad. Even the good ones are rather long and boring. Let's see. This, and then this, and then this. And then in return. Up. What else? There's probably some blaring holes in my collection, but probably not as many as I think. The holes in the Steam collection are often that game is not available on Steam, or it's not available for PC. And when it gets down to that being the issue, then there's not much you can really do to fix that.
Well played.
So, yeah, I haven't covered a lot of horror games in the past 12 months, oddly enough. I should have snuck some more horrors in there. Horrors. I think that will be one of our goals. Is to kind of adjust that. After we do Halloween, I'll have a better sense of that, and so probably gonna do Dead Space 1, and it wouldn't be too bad of an issue to 6 months later. Yeah, after October, do Dead Space 2 and just get that off the list. This October season might be the only year that I can even really get this to work the way I hope for it to work. Do I want to kill this guy? And then let's just kill everybody. This one. This one. This one. This one. This one. And that. There we go. Victory. Victory is guaranteed now. Unless he can play Reno Jackson or something and regain his health a lot.
The victory is yours.
Good. So let's keep playing with him since we get victory. One more victory would get us a win streak, so that we might actually get this up to 18. But see, we're 40 minutes into this recording, and I've got nothing really to talk about, and that's kind of the sad thing about E3 is it's still really not a lot to talk about. It's just like this. Alright, every month going forward, they're going to probably either talk about or release a game worth mentioning. Which is great, because in the past 6 months, it really hasn't been that case. It's been more very sporadic. I mean, since January, what am I talking about? Hitman and the sequel, Rise of the Tomb Raider, and that's been it, really. That's all I can think of. 2 games in the past 6 months, which is really low. And I'm sure there's been some independent things, and The Witness came out, I think, during that time. So there's some other things, but not a ton. Now it feels like for the next 12 months, hopefully, they will talk about something. They will give us some more information about things. Games will come out. At the very least, if I get really bored, I guess I could play Fallout Shelter on PC when it comes out. Hopefully that's free. That would really suck if that goes thing. Battleborn has added microtransactions, and it has like nobody playing it, which is sad. I hope this doesn't spell complete doom for Gearbox. That would suck. Like, hopefully they can still make a Borderlands 3 and that it's going to be awesome. There was some speculation. It's an interesting thought, definitely. What if their Duke Nukem Forever game, that really wasn't much of Gearbox's creation, I don't think. What if that had been like new in the sense of being a really interesting, great take on it, and being way better than it had any chance, any right to be. That would be interesting, and I guess that's what they're also probably going to try to do when the next full Serious Sam game comes out, which probably isn't too far away. So, but yeah, I guess it's fair to say that Gearbox is going to be in real trouble. I think they probably were silly to do Battleborn in the first place, and certainly Overwatch hurt them a lot. It seemed like almost intentional in my mind. It seemed intentional that Overwatch and Battleborn came out so close together, and I think Gearbox should have been the smarter one and said, you know what, we'll just bow out from it. But maybe they did the right thing. Maybe they got it out the week earlier because they knew that they had no chance of competing ever. Let's play one more. So yeah, it's dangerous, but not good, not terrible. Not a terrible thought. I mean, if there was never another Gearbox game, it's not like the video game industry would fall apart.
Your soul shall be mine.
It may not even, wouldn't even mean that there would never be another Borderlands, because that's a good enough property that I think some other video game company would purchase it and license it out at the very least. So, but I don't want to see any company fail, at least
Job's done.
not as video game critic, and that's my only real perspective there, I guess.
Why do you call?
I want to see businesses succeed in general and keep their jobs, and all of those things happen. Let's see. Let's play with this one first. So there was small talks of VR at E3, but it wasn't obsessed about it. The question will be next year, will people be obsessed about it, or will it not be talked about again? I think it's one or the other, if I was to guess. That either people are going to be all in it because they've actually made games to run in it, or it's just not going to be mentioned at all. You could have the middle ground where it's like, this game is out, you can play it on VR, but it has full controller support, and that's what we're mainly supporting, and it's still a great game. And that seems unlikely. It seems like if you start to make a game for VR, you've so drastically changed it after that point that it can't possibly hold up. I killed this guy, this, and that. Yeah, but by all rights, I should just record another recording. What would I talk about? There's really nothing to talk about. All this E3 stuff, and it really hasn't given me anything. There's nothing on TV. Everybody's talking about the tragedy and all of that, so I'm not watching TV because of that. Yeah, I've just got nothing. I hate so much that I've gotten to this point too. It's almost like I should just quit the blog series at this rate. Because I've got nothing to say, but I don't see a reason to do that. I still want to play Hearthstone. I'm still getting a lot of views from Hearthstone. If I stopped playing Hearthstone, I think I would need to go play Minecraft, and honestly, it takes a lot more time to play Minecraft than it does Hearthstone. So that would be a step in the wrong direction for me. Play that guy. Attack, attack, attack. So yeah, we'll just wrap up here and I'll just play in silence. After I get Bone done, I don't know anything else. But that's fine, I just need to pick like 2 months worth of content for every time slot. That's all I need to do, and then we're into the October, and when we're in October, I've already got those lined up. I think I mean, it's stupid to say this, I've said it so many times, but I think I may be getting close to having enough free time to play like Borderlands 1, get some of these ones off the screen. I should probably double check when Resident Evil 7's coming out and see if I need to play Resident Evil 4 first. I may very well just play 4. The summer sale will associate that. Depends if I buy 5 or not. It seems really silly. Since I own 4 and 6, it seems silly to play 4, skip 5, then play 6. I mean, I could certainly justify it, but yeah, we didn't do any Shaman and Warlock on screen, but suffice it to say, I'll get that done. And if I get one more victory, I'll get to 18. We're at 3,760 gold, so and we're getting there. We're definitely getting there. 5,000 would be 50 card pack opening territory, and I certainly want to save that until something new gets announced. And if nothing new gets announced and I'm up to like 1,500 or something, that would be interesting and alright by me. Anywho, that's going to be it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment if you want to, and watch every second of my videos. I hope that helps out. If you want to support me, you can click on my name, Rydo. On the right will be a blue button that says support this channel. Click it, make a donation. And if you want a friend to follow me on basically any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.